And and I said, Miles, I love your clothes, but somehow they don't fit into what I'm trying to sell. It doesn't fit into my concept of food. There was a very clear vision. It was very minimal. And as much as I admired her, and it was so shocking. The kind of clientele we had, there was a lot of Europeans, Japanese, very well traveled people, blah blah blah, textile. The maximum demand I had was for Malini Romani. I still never sold it because I stayed true to who I was. Until date, and as a stylist, I see press kits every day, and I work on so many shows, I can't even count them. And just yesterday, I was speaking to somebody, to my assistant actually, and I said, it's amazing how this whole global chic, boho traveler, blah, 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 and, it's such a big thing. But, to be honest, like I always say, wow, they're all trying to be Malini Romani because from the beginning, that's who she is and that's who she stayed. And what Charu was saying is, people want to buy into who you are and your personality. And I think Malini was one of the first initial examples of her. Before I knew her, people wanted to be Malini. They wanted to wear, and she's changed over the years as a person, and it reflects in her clothes. But she still is that gypsy girl at heart, the global traveler, the boho chic person. Similarly, I think Gauri and Anika on my left, they've just stayed true to who they are. There's still hundreds of gown makers, some good, some hideous. The thing is, my first choice, because it's also accessible for me, is as a stylist is still Gauri and Anika because I see them as the original pioneers in what they do. Similarly, Malini in what she does, and I see a lot of wannabes of them, but they were both the first in what they're doing. So it's amazing.
Thank you, Gautam.
What is it that you see when a young designer comes to you for styling their shoes? What is your biggest takeaway from them? What do you advise them?
I think they need to understand it's not a shop and it's a show, and it needs to have a point of view. Younger designers make a lot of mistakes in terms of, if they have only 16 garments to show in a shared show, they'll try to show four of this and four of that and four of that and four of that. And I'm like, no, it's one collection. And you need to have a very, don't confuse the audience. It's a very short time. It goes away. 16 garments can go away in like less than 5 minutes. So your story needs to be very, very tight. Editing, I think, is a big thing that I kind of tend to help them with and how they present and package themselves.
Malini, Gautam's already spoken for you, but what is your advice on to start your brand?
I think we were very lucky. We started at the right time. Right now, there are hundreds of fashion schools everywhere. There's popping up out of the, and they're so competitive. Life is so competitive right now. Really, I feel sorry for some of the fashion students now because it's such a long shot. There are thousands of people all having the same dream. What I would suggest is the dream is very possible. Yes, what everybody else has said on the panel, you have to have your unique, you have to have something special and unique. That's not available yet. And I would suggest instead of quickly opening and running to the end of the race and starting your own brand, get as much experience as you can. Learn about the business by working for other people. I wish I had that. I started on my own, and I've seen like how much I did not know. And so definitely get experience, intern, work with, and then see at the end whether you're capable of, if you need to have 10 things that you're good at, you should at least be able to do 7 of them very, very, very well. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. But good luck to everybody. It's all possible. Anything's possible.
Shall we open it up for questions from the audience? No? Yes, of course.
Many like it was Malvika's son's wedding, and I bought a sabyasachi to wear. And it was in churidar, so it was easy to wear. But the dupatta was so heavy. I spent the entire evening lugging 10 kilos of gold. It was stunning. Why is it that Indian designers don't understand that the pallu shouldn't be fully border? Because it's the bit that falls off you.
Let me answer that. Okay, so I'm designing things and yeah, and then my assistants who are, they're like, no, 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 no. You have to make it much heavier. And I'm like, why? They're like, because that's the whole idea. The heavier it is, you feel like you're spending, it's worth the money. It's weird.
I think light and comfortable makes sense, especially with this 15 kgs baggage allowances on aircrafts now. So light clothing makes a lot of sense, actually.
Well, poor Sabya, he makes beautiful clothes. Even Gauri has a Sabya sari that she's worn once because it was so heavy. Yeah, I think it's all about the construction at the end of the day, right? So with Gauri and I, even though we don't do heavy embroideries, sometimes you have like 40 meters of fabric and it could be like a heavy fabric and it could have like a, tulle can skirt underneath to give it that volume and the construction plays an important role in how you balance it and make it look very graceful and effortless, even if it is weighing something. The balance on the body has to be correct.
Yeah, so I think Nanika put it that way. It just has to balance right. So even if it's big, it has to have support from somewhere. So if the pallu is very heavy, that's something that I think you should tell us, Sabyasachi, to think about.
And I think as a stylist, I really know whose clothes weigh the most because I travel with them all the time. I'm traveling with some right now at 5 o'clock to Bangalore. And I think theirs are just voluminous. They take a whole suitcase because there's so much extra, but they're not really heavy because they're not embellished.
At this is also that you are a mature customer.
Yeah.
But the majority of people who do go to Sabyasachi are buying because his business is, again, he was revolutionary in terms of trying to reach out to a larger audience, which is why his price points became more accessible in comparison to some of the other well-established bridal market. However, his customer demands ज़्यादा चाहिए और दिखाना है because that's who he's catering to. So I think you need to, as a customer, also identify if, while it is a beautiful brand and it's something that you like, who is the brand that you really relate to? And I think that also requires for you to kind of go out there and research and experiment. There are a lot of young, new designers who are doing Indian wear and are doing it really light, workmanship, which can be true to who you are as a customer because, again, you have to find the fit. Does your brand value mate with the brand value of the brand? And I think that's where you find brands that suit your personality as well,
Sure.
Hi, I'm Naina Kapoor. My question is to Gautam. This is about ready-to-wear stuff, what you see like a Zara or an H&M. I find that a stylist is required there as well because a lot of people, you have people, salespeople who help you with small, medium, large. But beyond that, someone needs to put things together, and I think a lot of people do need help.
I do agree with you. This is what Charu was trying to say. Personal shopping is not as big as it should be. Well, I don't know what to say, but just to agree with you, because you sometimes do need somebody to tell you, not a salesperson, but somebody who understands your body type, your lifestyle, what
this
you
is
do.
an opportunity for you to start a business now.
Agree.
Advance payments give him, and then he can go shopping with you.
No, I totally agree with you, and I like Charu said, I hope that more stylists come. There are a lot of young stylists, who really today, like Mali was saying, we're all kind of lucky. We were the first ones in what we do, and there's a whole bunch of people. I get like almost, I'm not even kidding, almost 20 applications a day from kids all over the country wanting to work under me, but I don't have the space. So I think there's a whole bunch of people. So many people are churning out fashion designers who want to be stylists and styling courses, and there really aren't enough jobs.